So we're talking about the metric system today, and the metric system is a logical system that goes ahead and covers the material a lot more easily, I think, in some ways, than the regular system that we're used to using, which is called the customary system. So the metric system just goes up by powers of 10, and that makes it a lot easier to remember. It goes up or down by powers of 10. And all these things here, kilo, hecto, deca, deci, meet, centi, medi, are all prefixes to these words here, which are meter, liter, and gram. Those are the base units that are used. So if you have a kilometer, that means you have 1,000 meter. So if you have a millimeter, that means you have 1,000th of a meter. So we're just going to be focusing today on measures of length. So tomorrow we'll focus on liters. That's measures of capacity, how much volume something takes up. And grams is measure of mass, or sometimes related to weight. So if you think about it, there's this phrase here: King Henry died unexpectedly drinking chocolate milk. And the reason why that's useful is that king is kilo, Henry is hecto, died is deca, unexpectedly is unit, because the base unit that's being used is meter, liter, and gram. Drinking is deci, centi is chocolate, and milk is milli. So it's just a way of quickly remembering which unit it goes first and how they go down. So let's go ahead and go to the next page. So let's say I wanted to change 3.2 meters to centimeters. What I'm going to do is I'm first of all going to notice where the meters are, because that's my beginning part here. And then I'm going to notice how many jumps I have to do to get to centimeters. I'm going to go down 1, 2 jumps. If you look here, it says here, move the decimal to the right. So that means what's going to happen is I'm going to take that 3.2, I'm going to move it. How many jumps did I do? I did 2 jumps. I'm going to move it 2 spaces to the right. I'm going to have to add an extra 0 to do that. 2 spaces. So 3.2 meters is 320 centimeters. I'm going to do this again now with hectometers. So if I have hectometers, that's my starting point right here. I'm going up to kilometers. So here, I'm going from hectometers to kilometers. So that means 40 hectometers. But if you look here, now I'm going left up here. So I'm going to move the decimal point 1 space to the left. So 40 hectometers is equal to 4 kilometers. We're going to practice this quite a bit. So let's move on. So let's say I have let's say I just have 2 centimeters, and I want to change that into decimeters. Decimeters is abbreviated that way. So 2 centimeters to decimeters. I'm going to move the decimal place 1 space to the left. So moving it 1 space to the left is going to be 2, decimal point would be there, so 1 space to the left is there, so it's going to be 0.2 decimeters. And let's say instead I have 10 or 1.25 decameters. Decameters is abbreviated DAM, so it doesn't get confused with decimeters. So 1.25 decameters, I'm changing that to centimeters. So I start off here. I'm going to change the color here, make it clear. Start off here at decameters. I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3 jumps, but I'm moving the decimal point to the right. So 1.25 move to the right. Gonna have to add an extra 0. 1, 2, 3 jumps. So there's 1,250 centimeters in 1.25 decameters. So in your book, it has this nice sort of list here. I personally prefer the chart that I gave you guys, but this is the list, a reminder of how this works in terms of the order. Let's see. And then moving on here, we did a few problems here, so I just want to do this for a second here. 7.5 centimeters to millimeters, that's going to be one jump, and you're going to be moving the decimal point to the right, so it's 75 millimeters. This one here, I actually went ahead and incorrectly stated in class what it was, so I want to make sure I did that. So 0.8 kilometers. If you remember kilometers goes down to, first of all, to hectometers, then to decameters, then to meters, then to decimeters, and then finally to centimeters. So that's a jump of 5. So I need to move the decimal point 5 spaces. So 0.8, 5 spaces. I'm going to have to add a few zeros here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to be 80,000 centimeters. So sorry, I got that incorrect. You were correct on that. So it's 80,000 centimeters. For these types of problems here, you're just comparing the units. I would just change the unit into units that's easier to recognize. I'd change meters into millimeters. So 12 meters to millimeters, it's 3 jumps. So I'm going to have to add 3 decimal places, or 3 zeros here. 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be 12,000 millimeters in 1,000 or 1,200 meters. Which one's bigger? 12,000 millimeters. So you put it like that.